Good morning, YouTubians. It's Kermit's Ghost. It is Monday, the 1st of December, 2025. Just over 3 weeks to Christmas. My decorations are up. Are yours? To be fair, it's all my wife's work. She loves putting up the Christmas decorations. Anyway, it is a Blu-ray release day today in the UK, and I'm going to be heading up to HMV in just a moment in Brighton's Churchill Square to film all the latest releases, and I'll give you a little bit of information about each and every one. I will also be grabbing a latte along the way from Costa Coffee, not a sponsor, and then I'll bring you back home and I'll show you some recent pickups. So I'm going to head out now. I'm going to take the car because it's not very nice today. So I'll drive along the seafront so you can see, and then we'll head back and I'll show you the pickups. I'll see you all soon. So on this lovely morning, I'm currently at the Old Steine in Brighton. This entire area is currently under redevelopment from the council. At a cost of £13 million. There was nothing wrong with the old layout, but they decided to put in less roads for cars and create a large pedestrian zone and a massive bike lane, despite massive objections from its townspeople. I have to admit, though, that it does seem to flow better at the moment, and hopefully when the construction is complete, it will look a lot better than before, but we won't know until the end of next summer, as there's still lots to do. As I go round the roundabout, you'll notice opposite at the entrance of the pier, there is a nice big Christmas tree. And to my immediate right is the Royal Albion Hotel that caught fire in 2023, still being worked on. A little bit further on the right is the Pier 9 Casino, which used to be a lovely little cinema. And next to that is East Street, where they filmed the fight scenes from Quadrophenia. As we drive along and past the scaffolding, there's a Hotel Leonardo Royale, and behind that is Brighton's old police station where they filmed the movie Jigsaw from 1962. A fair few movies have been made here in Brighton, including, of course, Brighton Rock from 1948 and its remake in 2010. Anyway, we are now passing the Old Ship Hotel, which dates back to 1559. To be fair, it was a private residence back then and didn't become a hotel till 1665. It's now a Grade 2 listed building and once housed Brighton's Magistrates Court. You can see up ahead is the I-360 Powell on the seafront, which I'll talk about in just a sec. But first, we are back to drive past the Odeon Cinema, which is covered in scaffolding. This was closed for 3 months as the council thought the building was on the verge of collapse. It is very dated inside, could do with being torn down and rebuilt. It's one of those concrete buildings from 1965. It is ugly as sin. And there it is, the I-360 up ahead. It's been in Brighton now since 2016. Again, nobody wanted it and everybody hates it. It's an eyesore on the seafront. It's from the same designers as the London Eye. It's 138 metres tall and can hold up to 200 people. It's been a financial disaster since it opened, and Brighton Council have lost lots of cash through their investment. And they've even petitioned the courts to keep the figures from getting out. But the council, as it turned out, just wrote off the £51 million debt. God help you, though, if you owe them any council tax. As I turn this corner, which leads to Brighton Churchill Square, look at the numpty white van man who's parked on the pavement with his door fully open roadside. What a considerate dog's knob. Now, we are passing on the left a brand new Maldron Hotel, which opened July last year. Anyway, I'm here now, so I will see you all in Costa. Now, I know I showed the Christmas decorations in Brighton's Churchill Square last week, but they didn't have the Christmas loops lit up. So here we are. Looks a little bit like a drone shot, but there you go. And here it is from the top floor where all the restaurants are. Well, I say all the restaurants, there's only like 2 up there now. And looking down upon the mall below. So here I am, heading into HMV, and in no particular order, I will start with the 2 limited editions of Wild Style from Arrow. This is a hip-hop film from 1983, written, produced and directed by Charlie Ahern. This is about a teenager called Raymond, who's a graffiti artist whose identity is a mystery, a bit like Banksy. The music in this is from Fab Five Freddy as well as Chris Stein. This comes with an exclusive CD. The Blu-ray is priced at £29.99 and the 4K is priced at £34.99. City on Fire next from Arrow. This is a Hong Kong action movie from 1987. It's about an undercover cop who is assigned a case which landed another undercover cop killed. Reluctantly, he takes the case which sees him infiltrate a gang of jewel thieves. This stars Chow Yun-fat and Danny Lee. The Blu-ray is priced at £17.99 and the 4K is priced at £24.99. Both the Blu-ray and the 4K come with an illustrated collector's booklet. Aeon Flux next on 4K from Paramount Pictures. This is an action sci-fi movie from 2005 that's based off an animated TV show of the same name. This is set 400 years after a deadly pathogen virus wipes 99% of the population off the face of the planet. The remaining populace live in a walled city run by scientists, but all is not as it seems. This is priced at £22.99. Dan Season 1 next. This is an anime show from last year when two high school students, Momo and Okuran, find out both aliens and ghosts really do exist. They awaken hidden powers to work together to face paranormal forces which threaten their world. This release features an exclusive HMV slipcover and it is priced at £34.99. Next is Clue. This is a black comedy mystery thriller from 1985 directed by Jonathan Lynn. This is a film based off a board game, but don't let that put you off. It's a good movie. Stars Eileen Brennan as Mrs. Peacock, Christopher Lloyd as Professor Plum, Madeleine Kahn as Mrs. White, Tim Curry as the butler, Leslie Ann Warren as Miss Scarlet, and Martin Mull as Colonel Mustard. This is a first-time release in the UK on Blu-ray, but it's been out on Blu-ray in the US since 2012. The Blu-ray is priced at £12.99. The Great Escape next from Arrow. This is an epic World War II adventure film from 1963 directed by John Sturgis. As the title suggests, it's about a bunch of POWs who plan to escape from the German-run Stalag Luft III prison camp. This stars Steve McQueen, Richard Attenborough, Charles Bronson, James Garner, James Coburn, David McCallum, Gordon Jackson and Donald Pleasance. Brilliant movie, and it's priced at £17.99. Next is the double pack from Arrow of the movies FX and FX2, The Deadly Art of Illusion. These films are action thrillers centered around a special effects artist. FX is from 1986, directed by Robert Mandel, and its sequel, FX2, The Deadly Art of Illusion, is directed by Richard Franklin, and both films star Brian Brown and Brian Dennehy. This set is priced at £24.99. Next is Catch Me If You Can on 4K, an action crime thriller from 2002, directed by Steven Spielberg, loosely based on actual events and starring Leonardo DiCaprio as Frank Abagnale Jr., who was a fraudster, took on multiple identities, conned his way through life posing as a Pan Am pilot, a surgeon, even a Secret Service agent, and chased him down is an FBI agent called Carl Hanratty, who's being played by Tom Hanks. This also stars Amy Adams, Christopher Walken, Martin Sheen and James Brolin. This is priced at £24.99. Thriller, A Cruel Picture, aka They Call Her One Eye, next from Screenbound Pictures. This is the 4K limited edition, which contains two cuts to the rape revenge exploitation Swedish thriller from 1973. This stars Christina Lindberg as Madeline, a young farm girl who is abducted and forced into a life of prostitution by a pimp called Tony. This release includes a double-sided poster and a sticker sheet. This one is priced at £34.99. The Warriors next on 4K from Paramount Pictures. This release includes the ultimate director's cut of the crime thriller from 1979. Directed by Walter Hill, it's about a street gang called the Warriors who are accused of murdering a respected gang leader, leading them to trying to make their way safely back to their home turf through the streets of New York City whilst being hunted down by dozens of rival gangs. This is priced at £24.99. The Creeps next from Dazzler Media. This is an action fantasy comedy horror from this year which sees a rift opening which allows violent creatures from another dimension to cause havoc at an epic party which has Christopher Lambert appear as himself as guest of honour. It also stars Joe Dante, Noah Applebaum and Chris Cavalier. The Blu-ray is priced at £16.99. Shakespeare and Hathaway Private Investigators Series 5 next from Dazzler Media. I'm hoping this will include the Missing Christmas special from the end of Season 4. This is a gentle murder mystery that stars Mark Benton, Joe Joyner and Patrick Walsh McBride. There are 10 episodes in this season which aired at the end of September this year and it's priced at £24.99. War and Peace, the complete series next on Screenbound Pictures. I believe this was meant to come out in November, but here it is. Based on the Leo Tolstoy's novel of the same name from 1869 and set during the Napoleonic Wars between 1805 and 1813. It stars Malcolm McDowell, Clements Poesy and Brenda Blethyn. This is priced at £22.99. The Libertine next from Screenbound Pictures. Again, this was pushed back from November. It's a period drama from 2004 and it's the story of John Wilmot, better known as the Earl of Rochester and played by Johnny Depp. And the Earl lived a life of heavy drinking and womanizing which led to syphilis and being outcast by the king. It also stars Rosamund Pike, Samantha Morton, John Malkovich, Tom Hollander, Kelly Riley and even Johnny Vegas. This is priced at £15.99. Trigger Point next from Dazzler Media. This is about a bomb disposal team led by Expo Lana Washington, who's played by Vicky McClure. Here we have season 3, which aired in October of this year. There are 6 episodes in this series, and a 4th series has been given the green light, so that'll be on TV next year. This series is priced at £29.99. Next is Series 1, 2 and 3 of Trigger Point. Now you can buy Series 1 and 2 separately, but if you buy them in a set, it does work out a little bit cheaper. There are 6 episodes per series, so 18 episodes overall, and each episode runs at around about the hour mark. This 3-series set is priced at £34.99, and it carries a 15 certificate. Arifa Rita from Commonplace to World's Strongest Season 3 next. This contains all 16 episodes from the 3rd season, which aired October 2024 through to the end of February 2025. This sees a high schooler called Hajime and a princess called Liliana in search of aid after a demonic invasion. This is priced at £39.99. The Sweeney Series 3 next. This is the 50th anniversary digipack from Old Gold Media. It's a police procedural show centred around a flying squad in the Metropolitan Police, which deals with violent crimes. This stars John Ford as Detective Inspector Jack Reagan and Dennis Waterman as Detective Sergeant George Carter. This series aired from September 1976 through to December of the same year and contains all 13 episodes, each with a runtime of 50 minutes. There are 4 discs to this release, and it is priced at £49.99. Akira Kurosawa's Samurai Collection from the BFI next. This features 7 Samurai from 1954, followed by Throne of Blood from 1957, then Hidden Fortress from 1958, then Yojimbo from 1961, then Sanjuro from 1962. This 5-film set will set you back £44.99. So, a relatively cheap week for me. Just one pickup, that's Shakespeare and Halfway Series 5. I already own Aeon Flux, Clue the Movie, FX 1 and 2, as well as The Great Escape and Catch Me If You Can, so no need to double dip on those. Put down in the comments if you plan to pick anything up this week. Hey everybody, welcome back. 4 titles to talk about. There's also a note and a slipcover, so let's crack on with it. Okay, before we get cracking, I'm going to show you the parcel that Jamie Powell sent over. It contains a film that we jointly ordered from Imprint Films. Plus, he sent me over a slipcover and a bootleg title. So I'll read you the note that accompanied the parcel, and then I'll talk about the films individually. Okay, so here is the note. I'll put it up in the corner. On the back it says Z Note, copyright trademark Jamie Powell. I'll put it up in the corner so you can read along with me. It says, "To dearest Grandpa Kermit, you're officially old now." Thank you very much. So get your slippers, pipe dressing gown and hot cocoa ready. Many congratulations to you all. Thank you very much. So anyway, please find enclosed a few bits for your ever-growing collection. I hope you enjoy them all. Well, I'll be talking about them in just a second. We shall see. So I hope you're all doing well. Have to catch up soon. It's been too long. It has been too long, hasn't it? It's been a very long time since we met. So how I miss your green head. What? Oh, behave. You know my notes are always weird. Can't help myself. Sorry. Love you, Uncle Kermit. All our best wishes to you. And again, many congratulations. Novel finished. Lol. Love, Jamie and Katie. Yes, we're going to have to arrange for you to come over, or me to come down to you. I thought we were going to do that in November, but November's come to an end. So I don't know. We'll have to work something out. Anyway. Let's see what Jamie has sent over in the parcel. So Jamie has sent over slipcover for Daredevil Season 1. Hopefully Daredevil Season 2 has a slipcover somewhere floating around. I'll be looking out for that one. I enjoy this show. I don't think I've ever mentioned it. Very good show. Season 1, fantastic. Season 2, equally as good. 3rd season, not so much. Didn't like the way they went with Kingpin in that one, but you know, you can't have it all. And it's not available on physical media anyway. So yeah, first 2 seasons I enjoyed. Looking for the slipcover for Season 2. Okay, so the first one to show you is K-Pax. It's a sci-fi drama from 2001, directed by Ian Softly. His films include Inkheart, Hackers and The Skeleton Key, all of which I own and enjoy. This movie is about a being called Prot who suddenly appears in New York's Grand Central Station in a shaft of light, and he immediately witnesses a robbery. But as the police arrive, they are completely inept, and Prot ends up being arrested for mentioning to them that he is not from this planet. Who actually lends him under the care of Dr. Mark Powell, who's played by Jeff Bridges, and it's a great role for him, by the way. Prot claims he's an alien. He's travelled on a beam of light from the planet K-Pax, and he's an intergalactic traveller who's visited many planets in his long lifetime. Prote, by the way, is played brilliantly by Kevin Spacey, and this was made a year after he made Pay It Forward, which is another great movie. Hopefully it'll get a physical release, maybe from Imprint Films as well. Anyway, Dr. Powell isn't totally convinced that Prote is who he claims he is, and he tries to prove otherwise, despite the fact that Prote gives him this very convincing argument, providing information that even the most educated of astronomers would struggle to comprehend. But will that be enough? Well, you're going to have to watch it and find out for yourself. There are some genuine fantastic scenes in this movie, and moments of drama as well, so have a hanky at the ready. Now, the picture quality on this was superb. Flawless, in fact, and it's got a runtime of 2 hours 12 seconds. Let's take a look inside. So the slip box and the cover have a different image. The image from the slip box has been put onto the disc, and on the reverse of the cover there's a screenshot from the film. So that was K-Pax. Okay, so the next title, which Jamie Powell kindly sent my way, is the bootleg copy of the Fantastic Four. This was never given a general release at the cinemas, or never even been put out on physical media, not even on VHS, hence the bootleg copy. It's a superhero movie from 1994, directed by Ole Sassone, great name, and it starts out with Reed Richards and Dr. Victor Von Doom as very close friends. They're actually working on a project together which goes horribly wrong. Reed, who's being played by Alex Hyde White, just receives a few cuts and bruises, whereas Victor Von Doom gets the full force of the experiment's excess energy, and he is pronounced dead in hospital. Susan's played by Mercedes McNabb, and Johnny, who's played by Philip Van Dyke, are just little children at the start of the film, but then we cut to 10 years later. Susan's now played by Rebecca Stabb, and Johnny is now played by Jay Underwood. And it turns out that Reed has since built himself a spacecraft, which you do, in which Ben, who also went to college with Reed, is now working with Reed on a similar project to which went wrong at the start of the movie. Only this time they're now joined by Susan as Johnny as adults, and we all know how that experiment ends, their superhero powers. Ben, by the way, is played by Michael Bailey Smith. And Victor Von Doom, who didn't actually die at the start of the movie, is very happy about their accident, and that's all I'm going to say story-wise. I will point out, though, that Jay Underwood and Michael Bailey Smith, they actually pop up as power plant workers in the new Fantastic Four film First Steps. And Rebecca Stabb and Alex Hyde White also pop up in that film as well, but they are newscasters, which is a nice little nod, I thought. I'm not surprised the studios didn't release this film. It's incredibly bad on every level. Sometimes you get a film comes along that's so bad it's good. Not in this case. It's just bad. The acting, the effects, which are by Roger Corman, the score by David and Eric Wurst, everything is bad in this film. Apparently this was made so the studio just keep hold of the rights of the movie. It's got a runtime of 1 hour 30 minutes. Let's take a look inside. Despite being a bootleg copy, there is an image on the disc. And if that wasn't impressive enough, on the reverse of the cover there's a screenshot from the film. So that was the Fantastic Four. So thank you, Jamie, for sending this my way. Despite being an awful film, I will pass this on to my son, who will no doubt think it's awful as well. And thank you as well for the slipcover and the joint purchase of K-Pax. You, mate, are a star. Okay, next title to show you is Superman, a DC superhero movie from this year that was written and directed by James Gunn, who was actually no stranger to the superhero genre, having made all 3 Guardians of the Galaxy movies, as well as the Suicide Squad, and even the 2010 film Super, which starred Rainn Wilson as the Crimson Bolt. So, the film informs us that for 300 years, metahumans have been on Earth. A metahuman is a human with enhanced abilities. Then 30ish years ago, Superman appears on Earth, and he's unbeatable. He's a top dog, until he gets his ass handed to him by the Hammer of Bavaria. Now, Bavaria is a fictitious country that is planning to invade its neighbouring country, which is less advanced than they are. And the Hammer is a metahuman. So Superman, by the way, is played by David Corenswet. And Superman, after he's beaten, is taken back to the Fortress of Solitude by the superdog Crypto to heal. And we're talking broken bones, ruptured spleen, the works, but he's given this intense dose of solar radiation and he's ready to go again. And the man behind the Superman attacks is Lex Luthor, played by Nicholas Hoult. And I thought he was a pretty good fit for the role, despite not really being a fan of the actor. Now, I'm not going to go any further into the plot, but I will mention it also stars Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane. She is a reporter working for the Daily Planet. She is fully aware that Clark Kent and Superman are one and the same, and obviously she is in a relationship with him. You've also got Frank Grillo as Rick Flag Sr., who is the head of Argos, and this is established in Peacemaker Season 2. Rick took over from Amanda Waller. And it also features the Justice Gang. You got Mr. Terrific, played by Eddie Gaffegi. You also got the Green Lantern, who's being played by Nathan Fillion, and Hawk Girl, who's being played by Isabella Merced. Everything I mentioned here happens within the first 20-25 minutes of the film starting, so there's plenty going on still. I enjoyed this film. I thought Lex was a good and a real threat to Superman this time around. Pacing was great, get stuck into the action almost immediately. No drawn out backstory about Krypton. Fresh is the word I'm looking for. It's got a runtime of 2 hours 9 minutes. Let's take a look inside. So we have a plain blue disc and a double eco case. So that was Superman. Next and last is Nobody 2, action thriller movie with sprinkles of humour. Serves as a direct sequel to Nobody, which came out in 2021. It's from this year, directed by Timo Giardanto, and it opens in the same manner as the first film, with Bob Odenkirk's character in police custody, recounting how he became arrested. Bob playing the character of Hutch. He's a former assassin working for one of those government agencies that deny his employment. And after the events of the first film, Hutch is forced to return to his former employment to pay off the oligarch's money, which he set ablaze and his agency smoothed over. So back in the endless routine of work, no family life, Hutch decides to take his wife, his 2 children and his father on a family vacation. It's good to know that everybody from the first film reprised their roles. You got his wife Becca, played by Connie Nelson, his brother Harry, played by Robert Diggs, their dad David, played by Christopher Lloyd. Even Hutch's kids are played by the same actors. Anyway, Hutch takes his family to Plummerville Amusement Park for a vacation, which is where he and his brother went one time when they were young, and unfortunately for all, Hutch happens to stumble upon corrupt officials and a dubious theme park owner. I won't say any more story-wise, but I will mention also stars Colin Hanks and Sharon Stone. If you like the first film, you'll enjoy this. It's more the same with just slightly more character backstory. It's got a runtime of 1 hour 29 minutes and the action is very good. Let's take a look inside. So on the disc we have an image of Bob Odenkirk's character Hutch being punched in the face. So that was Nobody 2. So that was it. Have you seen any of those? Do you plan to pick them up or just want to leave a comment? Then do so down below. I will read every single one and I'll try to reply if I have the time. Give the video a thumbs up, really does help the channel, and subscribe if you haven't. It's all free. Why wouldn't you? On that note, all it's left to say is thank you so much for choosing my channel today and watching my video. Take care. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.